Magnificent morning, wonderful afternoon, and fantastic evening. This is Carla from MindPlore with Carla and Friends, and we are here to continue the conversation on friendship, but a little different twist: how to become a best friend, or how to be a best friend to someone. And it's really an important topic because we all have those people who are very close to us. Do we be completely honest with them? Do we close down? Do we open up? I want to hear what these men have to say. And excuse me, Nadeem, that noise is in the background again. You really need to fix it in the future. Today, you need to be here, but you need to do something about your mic, or I will not.
Okay.
I will not be able to have you back here.
Okay, I already changed the mic, but I will.
You need to do something about it. Maybe go with someone, take your laptop with you, and let them hear it, because it's not acceptable.
Okay.
Okay. So I have Shiksha here and I have Nadeem here, and we're going to talk about friendship. And I'm going to start with Shiksha. Let's start the conversation about friendship and what it's about, what it really is.
Yeah, namaskaram. Greetings to Carla.
Excuse me?
Namaskaram. Greetings to Carla.
Oh, thank you.
And Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad Sab.
Walaikum assalam.
The topic is best friend. Last time we had a topic on which we were dialoguing on how to create a friendship, what is friendship. And now today we have to make it the best. So the adjective best need to be qualified, because what is best for me have to be best for the other person whom I choose as my friend. For my purpose, if friendship is for a purpose, as long as the purpose is served, I keep saying, oh, he was my best friend. He was my best friend. That means presently he is not my best friend. During my school time, I had a best friend. So what has happened to him now? He is not with you. So the time and space, the activity in which we connect to people, for that specific time, the best is best. So there is nothing called best forever. We are always refining ourselves. We are moving from one to another. Activity, place, we keep growing, but there is a big but. There are still people who are connected to us, irrespective of what we do, what position we reach, how many other friends we have, how many people we have crossed across, how many people we have seen, had friendship, left. There are quite a few. We are still in contact. Though we were not in connection for so long, when we talk, we feel that as if he was with me just a moment back, or maybe yesterday I had a conversation with him. There are such connections where recalling is very fast, getting connected to them is very fast, irrespective of the time gap. We are able to link to them, connect to them So we are not giving up such a friendship. I feel that is the real best friendship. Beyond the time, beyond space, beyond action, beyond the tests, beyond the need, surpassing all this, not equal to anyone else, not on temporary basis, for no reason. It is just in your heart. Oh, I feel so happy. So when I have a success, I have something to share, someone to share. When I have a real failure, I have someone to share. He may not share the real activity. He is not going to suggest, she is not going to suggest what I'm supposed to do. He is not an advisor. He is not higher knowledgeable. But still, I find solace, peace, happiness. I can be relaxed after talking to him for some time. I think that is what the real friendship is. And that is what the best friend. So if I can find someone like that, I'm sure every one of us can have such friends. I'm blessed to have such, not one, have such friends around. They still keep connected. Not that we are connected every day and now, that they know what I'm doing. Everything is not known, but yes, keep talking sometime, keep meeting sometime, go back to my native. I don't stay in the place where I took birth. I don't stay in the place where I had my education. I don't stay in the place where I worked. I keep moving. So all these places have got few people. Some places, yes, the connection is still on for long years. This is what I wanted to share as a beginning remarks on what is best friend and how and where and when we could find them. What is the definition according to me? Thank you, Carla.
Okay, but it's very good. Thank you. What is Nadeem? Can you?
Yes, Carla. Yeah, for true friend, we should show compassion and empathy. Okay, a good friend should be able to understand and relate to the feelings of others. Showing compassion and empathy towards your friends will help you to build strong bond of trust and understanding between you two. And the other part is for being honest and trustworthy. Honesty and trustworthiness are essential qualities of a good friend. Be truthful with your friends and keep your promises to them. Okay. And the third quality is that be supportive. A good friend should be someone who is always there to support and encourage their friends, both in good and bad times. And the fourth quality which I'm looking is respect their boundaries. A good friend should be respecting their friends' boundaries and personal choices. This means not pushing them to do things that they may not be comfortable with. And the last one which I put is forgive and seek forgiveness. Forgiveness is key aspect of friendship, and when friend makes mistakes, it is important to forgive them and seek forgiveness for any mistake you have made. And what is the most important is that always listen to your friends. So these qualities should be there to find a good friend. Yes, Carla.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't agree with you on one major thing that you said. Brent, I can't talk if you're going to interrupt me.
I'm not interrupting.
Thank you. You are not now. Thank you. Friendship is based on helping people become better, their best selves. If you don't have a friend who'll push you into doing something that you want to do, that's not friendship. That's someone who's saying, okay, do whatever you want, I don't care. You want people to push you, to make you, help you go forward. What do you think, Shiksa?
I think friends can criticize you, correct you, support you, give references. You think that, yes, oh, I want something from somebody else. He'll be able to lead you to the right person through contacts. So it gives you connections. It gives you references. It gives you confidence. Oh, if I go to him, I know he is not able to help, but he can always lead me to the right place. And in case if I go to a wrong place, if I have a good friend, best friend, I'm sure he is going to correct me saying that that's not the right place. So it could be through scolding, it could be through identifying where I went wrong, correcting me, suggesting me. All that is possible. So a friend can be an advisor sometime. He can also be a critic, a thorough critic. There is nothing called good and bad words. There is nothing called good suggestions and bad suggestions. It's only the views people make. If I have a liberty to make my views, saying that, hey, Muhammad, this is not correct. Whether you accept it or not is a different matter. If I have that courage to speak to you, that means I have considered you as my friend. If I tell Carla, oh, you look at, this is not the way to do it. If I tell something like this, it's as good as sometime I may tell, yeah, well done, very good. So if somebody thinks that finding ways of corrections, suggestions, criticism is not friendship, that's where something has gone wrong between people. It's not that I have hatred towards somebody, I don't like somebody. It's only that action done by that person is not acceptable to me. So if I say that action done by that person is not acceptable to me, basically means I accept that person. Only that action is not acceptable to me. If that person is not acceptable to me, I can ignore them. So a best friend is I accept that person. That doesn't mean whatever he or she does is acceptable to me. So I can make my suggestions, I can make my criticism, I can make my views clear saying that, no, I don't agree with you. Still, if they are with you, still, if they consider you as close to you, that is the real friendship. That's what I mean. So there has to be no filtering of communication. There has to be an open communication. There are no inhibitions. That is honesty. If I'm holding something and I don't show that, that means I am not honest to myself. If I'm not honest to myself, how can I be honest to my friend? If you have that liberty to somebody to speak open, I'm sure that is the best friendship, which I believe. And that needs to be accepted from both sides. Then that friendship will continue. Otherwise, today you may patch up, today you may not break up, but I'm sure a day will come when people don't get into the same frequency. It can happen because activities keep changing. So friendship is between people, but not between activities. That has to be understood very carefully. That's what I believe. Thank you, Carla.
So, do you have a best friend? And how did that connection start?
Yeah, I have many of them, not few of them. Many of them were in school days. I had somebody who was really a good friend of mine. And that friendship came with a very funny activity. Carla, he used to have beautiful, fragrant flowers in his house, and he used to make garlands out of it. And that collected flowers making garland is not a costly business for him. I was so much attracted towards that flower garland. So we don't have money those days to exchange. So what I offer is a pencil or maybe an eraser. And for that, he will give me the garland. But then one day, whatever I offered, he didn't accept. He said, no, I want something different. So in fact, what I did was, I took my mother's a bit of a gold chain, which was broken, and then piece was there. I gave that to him. A gold piece was given as an exchange for a normal flower garment, and then he got it. In fact, my friend took that gold piece to his house and then asked him, how did you get it? He said, it's from this boy. So the whole family came back to return it. See the trust of the people. They came back to return it. And I was exposed to the whole people that I have taken some small gold piece from my mother and then gifted. I was never scolded. I was a pet of my family. But that person is still with me. It must have happened 50 years back. I don't speak to him. Probably for last 1 year, I did not speak to him. But if I go back to my village, when we meet, we speak as if yesterday it happened, yesterday we met. Right. So from childhood onwards, I have got so many such good friends. College days, I have got a different story to tell on a different. University level, I have got somebody else in. My students who are with me for long years, I've got a friendship which is unbreakable friendship, right? So many such instances give, and I think that is the credit of my life. I've got so many such instances which makes me to remember. It's not the material cost. It is the bondage which created out of that relationship, trust, and that openness, that clarity which we had, and no argument, acceptance, no complaints against each other. I think that's what is friendship. So I had Carla, wonderful question. Thank you for taking back to my childhood and then making me to speak like this. Thank you.
But that's what friendship is about, and true friendship. I mean, I have a friend who I go through rocky times and smooth times and rocky again. But we stay together because we're honest with each other. We stay together because he pushes me to do things that I would never have thought I'd ever do. That to me is friendship. He doesn't let me say, oh, I can't do it. He makes me say, I can do it. Nadeem?
Yes, Carla.
What would you like to add to this?
Yeah, I will put my story for the best friend. Actually, I met my best friend in university when I was in a university, and what make him my best friend is that whenever we talk about our future plans, future goals, or whatever, but in the same time, other boys, they were talking about how we are going to play these things, cricket playing and everything. But what my best friend and I, whatever we are discussing about our future goals, what we are going to do, what we always make planning. So we always think about intellectual things. So that what make him my best friend. And until now, whenever we meet, right now he's in Dubai, but whenever we meet, whether we talk or not, it's a bond that we understand. Even we are quiet, we understand each other. So it's a beautiful thing, so, which keep us going. And you see, I don't remember that I don't even talk to him right now on the phone or anything. But whenever he come to Pakistan, whenever I sit with him, it seems that I'm talking with him since university, and it's beautiful bond. It's I can't express it in my words. This is
Okay, has he pushed you to do some things maybe you didn't think you would do?
yes. This in coming in e-commerce, he pushed me to do this. He told me that in e-commerce it's the future, so you must try it. Before I was into this loophole of doing job, and he pushed me to do this thing, and because of him I'm doing this thing.
Do you remember what you said to me a few minutes ago, that a best friend is someone who wouldn't make you do something different?
Yes.
Now, do you take back what you were saying?
Yeah, I will take that. Yes, definitely.
Why?
Yeah, because of a true friend, as you mentioned before, and now I told you by my experiences that he will always push you to do something which you believe that you can't do it.
And how does
So
it feel to do something that you thought you cannot do it, and all of a sudden you are doing it?
it's wonderful. Before, because I was frightened to do it, because I was not aware of this system, and when I try it, so it's become easy. Every step we have to make first step. When we make first step, then it become easy to do it. Of course, there's hardships and everything, but it's part of life.
Okay, so what is a best friend? What does a best friend do for you?
For me, a best friend is someone who, if I sit with him, I don't have to say anything to him. It's just his presence make me happy. If he's sitting with me, whether we are talking or not, it will make me happy and it will make me relief.
Okay. But do you see that in a very short time you changed your whole meaning of friendship?
Yeah, on that one particular point, yes.
But isn't that one particular point very important?
Yes.
So why did you say before, my friend accepts me as I am, or my friend will also push me to be who I am?
Actually, it's about, for example, if I'm doing something which my friend doesn't like it, of course he will discuss about it, and he will say whether, on his point of view, he will say whether it's right or wrong. And he will tell me, if he knows that it's right, he will tell me that it's right, and if it's wrong, he will tell me it's wrong. But sometimes what happened, that maybe my friend doesn't know about this thing, or he doesn't know the scenario in which this thing is going on. So in his mind, I'm doing wrong, but actually I'm doing right thing. So maybe that's the conflict there.
What do you think, Shixa, about what Nadeem?
Because everyone has their own thoughts. Yes, Shiksha, please continue.
I didn't say I didn't accept, but I did ask Shixa to say something. Shixa?
Yeah, probably the agreement or disagreement, or when I said references, I said a good friend is one who give me references.
What is
references?
Whoa, what is references?
Yeah, that reference can be person, it can be an action, it can be a new direction, So I agreed already saying that no, my friend may have a divergent activities in which, or maybe connections in which he knows this path is right, and then he could suggest. Whether I accept it or not is my choice. So who is a good friend? If I accept or don't accept, the friendship still remains. Just because I don't accept what he says, he is not going to disregard me, or maybe he is not going to care. That friendship which is very strong, we are not talking about friendship for an action. We are talking about the best friend. So I believe it doesn't depend on any activity. There may be a lot of activities we keep discussing, many things we will disregard, many things we will keep discussing and say, oh, we could do this, that person did it. And somebody is referring saying that, oh, one of my friend was doing this business. Indirectly, he may be suggesting you it's also good for you. Otherwise, that point need not come. I have not given my ear. So I am not interested in that topic. So what do? I divert into something else and then talk about something else. In a friendship, I have got that liberty to change the topics, change the subjects, change the references, without even giving a notice that I'm not interested. I think that is what is conversation. So between friends, there is a conversation. Assume that I'm attending a program and I cannot say in between I'm not interested in this topic, because it's a communication. It's a very formal program in which we are doing it. So between friends, we have more conversation, more informal. Between people who wanted to do business, people we wanted to do some activities, people who wanted to conference, they all talk about same topic for a very specific purpose. So friendship is too vast, too much of spread across, jump from one subject to another subject, one direction to another direction, one reference to another reference. I may accept, I may cling on to that for a second discussion opening up. It's like very, very casual. I think that is where friendship is. It is not expecting if I have this friend, I will get this business. And that's not friendship with them. So it's nothing to do with the materialistic. It is a blend of, yeah, earlier also I mentioned, I need to physically feel happy about sitting with him. So frequency matches. There is an equal brain so that I know what I'm discussing is understood by him. What he is discussing is also understood by him. I'm not a nut, he is not a nut. So we go hand in hand, right? Emotionally, there is a bondage that is created from the frequency in which look and feel, acceptability between sitting together, sharing hand, holding hand, sharing cup of tea together. And that circle in which he is, that circle in I am, there is a frequency match. This is what happens between politicians to politicians, academicians to academicians, business people to business people. So the society to society, there is a match. I don't think if somebody is very good in sports and then other person is only good in politics, they start talking, then it doesn't work well. Very rarely we will find people who work well with the different styles. Above all, I'm sure we are all connected. Above all these physical, emotional, intellectual, social is the spiritual connection. For such people, there is no specific compartment. They can easily penetrate into any of these activities, talk to them, because they have a wavelength which is much higher. And any frequency wavelength goes merged into the bigger wave. So if you are spiritually higher, you can adapt, you can make people to feel comfortable under the bigger wave, though other fellow is fluctuating too much. So if somebody is able to absorb into many of the discussions, that means he is spiritually higher. He is able to accommodate many people. Is what I wanted to add at this point. Thank you.
Is there really spirituality hierarchy that this person is higher than another? Or is there a feeling of we're all united and we help each other grow spiritually.
Yeah, Carla, there is no measure for spirituality. If somebody says I'm highly spiritual and somebody is low spiritual, there is nothing like that.
But
I think
you
it's like
said that. You said something different. This person is higher. This person is lower.
yeah,
Now,
what I was
I'm
telling.
tired. I may not be as clear on what you're saying, but go on.
Yeah, what I was telling was the physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual at the highest level. So among the spiritual, one spiritual person to another spiritual person, I don't think there is a measure. So I'm not comparing the spiritual person to spiritual person. I'm talking about fivefold. The spirituality is the highest, wherein the other becomes under that fold. So if somebody is spiritually higher, that means his importance on other fourfold is not much. He'll be able to accommodate anybody under that very easily. That is what I think a good mentor, a spiritual mentor is able to do. A person who can direct people with the spirituality does that activity. It is not to compare X is spiritual and Y is spiritual, whether X is more spiritual or Y is more spiritual. It's not like a comfort level. It's not like relation building, understanding your level in which you wanted to find intellectually whether, oh, this person is able to give me logic behind what he does. This person is able to get into the root with references. This person has got a specific branch in which he has grown his original thoughts. And that original thought is not just a copy of learning some scriptures and then blah, blah, blah. He is able to think by himself. He created knowledge inside him so that he can share it much better. So that need to be understood by dialoguing, discussing, being with them. That's what we call it as good company, satsang, good company. Be with such people with the good company so that you realize, oh, this person is slightly realized than, and I have got something to learn extra to get into that attraction level. That's what it means.
What do you think, Nadeem?
Yeah, I think Siksha is saying right. For being a best friend, it's something like that. If you sit with your friend and you can discuss anything with him without any expectations and without any materialistic things, we sit with him and discuss whatever you have. Right? If we have a friend in our office or in industry, if we sit together, we will talk about, okay, I have to do this, I have to achieve this goal, I have to achieve that goal. He will talk same thing, that we have common goal and we're discussing about that. But with the best friend, it's something like you can discuss whatever you want. You can discuss your family matters, you can discuss your office, you can discuss any holiday planning, whatever you want, you can discuss with him. This is informal conversation. If you are easy with someone in informal conversation, that's the best part. And this is the true friendship. This is how we can describe that. This is the best friendship.
So, do you have a story about your best friend that you would like to share?
Yes, there is a lot of stories. Let me think of one. Yeah, there is, as I mentioned earlier, that my friend, he is in Dubai and I'm in Pakistan. So one time what we decided is that I will go to Dubai and visit him. So I went to Dubai and before it was not planned, means there was intention that I will go to Dubai, but there was not proper planning. Like you said that you will come to Pakistan, but there is no proper planning. So same like scenario was there. There was intention, but there was no proper planning about it. So time goes by, and then at the sudden the visa came, and went to my friend, and we meet there, and at that point it's around 1 year before, and at that point we discuss about future goals. We discuss about what we are going to do. We are going to do same thing what we are doing from past decade, that doing the job and just every month taking the salary and nothing else. This is the way how we live the life. This is not life. There should be some purpose in life. We came to this beautiful place, Earth, and there should be some purpose. We should set some goals. So at that point, we set the goals that okay, he pushed me that you joined in e-commerce industry, and he's staying in Dubai and he's pursuing his career in IT industry. So that was the turning point for me to push myself to enter in this field. So that was the story for how he pushed me in this field.
Okay, what do you think, Shiksa?
I think whether somebody contributes to your activity, whether somebody gives you a direction, yeah, maybe you can rate him as your good friend, best friend. It's always positive to see somebody contributing to you is something great. So I'm talking about a friendship without a purpose, a friendship without a motive, a friendship which will not add any materialistic value in my life, who is not going to share the same brain what I have. But still I can have friends. So I am sure a friend is not, though there are proverbs which we say, no, the friend indeed is a friend in need and all that. I believe that, assume that somebody is not able to contribute in your life. Does it mean that he cannot be your friend? Yes. Does it mean I am not able to contribute something to somebody? Does it mean he is not my friend? No. It's an emotional bondage. So contribution, not in terms of a business learning. It could be one part. That's what I said. Physical, emotional, intellectual, and social. Social connections, references, all these are part of social. Intellectual, giving a new idea of business. Yes. That alone need not be the reason. See, for example, Muhammad, it happened to be a good friend who has given a thought to him, maybe helped him in making up a direction. We are not talking about an individual, me and you as a case, I think. Generally, I have got someone where I can share. Whether some new ideas will come or not, it's a different problem. I don't think I'm going back to my mother's lap to sleep, saying my problems in my office for giving solutions to the problems which I had. No, it may be an HR problem, which she may not be able to solve my problem, but still I find an emotional bondage where I can take rest, relax, open up my mind, open up my thoughts. We need someone to listen to me. That's only what I'm saying. So the real friendship need not get into any of these 5 folds. It could be any of this also. And today it is good. We have many more days to go. So where do you understand what is the real friendship? Probably some people thought that, oh, we are very close to each other, but after some time, it was rubbish. Those days were really, he spoiled or she spoiled my life. That also can happen, right? So probably we need to wait for long and long and long to find out what is real friendship. So when it is for a purpose, if it doesn't work, probably now Muhammad is able to say that, yeah, he's a good friend of mine because he made success in your path. Suppose with that suggestion, you have wasted a lot of years and then say, oh, he spoiled my life, also can be a bad friendship, right?
The friendship is, you see, it's without expectations. If you have no, like you said, you explain it very well, that financially or intellectually or social, whatever things, if we are sitting with someone and discuss anything, okay, true friend is like what? We sit with him, like if I'm sitting with you, Mr. Shiksa, I will discuss openly everything. And then we will, from that discussion, what we will make out things. That's what I'm saying. That from that informal discussion, we are going to plan something. So that's my point before which I mentioned that. Yes, Carla.
I'm having a lot of trouble. Very tired today. Friendship is very important to me. You were talking about friendship. How many true friends do we really have? On Facebook, we meet many, many people and we consider them their friends. But are they really friends? Can a Facebook friend become a true friend?
Yes, it on Facebook totally depends on your mindset and your connection with somebody. If you see on Facebook, if you see someone and if you have you discuss something, like now we are on the like age factor. It also depends upon the age factor. Right now I'm 36 and my mindset is something that I can't be a friend with somebody who's teenager or something like that. So automatically my mindset will attract those people who are in my age factor, who are Mr. Shiksha can describe this very specifically, that it's our in brain that we attract people who are like-minded to us. Everybody has their own aura around him, and whenever we talk to somebody, if they are like-minded and if they meet our mental frequency, then we are going to, we can say that that's a true friend. What's your thoughts on this, Shiksa?
Yeah. Carla asked a beautiful question, whether the Facebook friendship can be a friendship or not. I'll tell you, when I get a friend like Muhammad, if I'm adding him in my Facebook, I'll tell you, next day morning, I can see 20 friends requests from Pakistan who are friends of Muhammad to me. And what do I do is, I'll send them a message asking, what is that your interest where we match? And what is that you think we could discuss together? Sometimes I get a funny answer. It's only a name which I'm bringing Muhammad because Muhammad is here. No other. He says, Muhammad has given me a task of identifying 50 common friends. That's a task given to me. So I just asked you because I want to finish the quota given by Muhammad. You understood? It's so funny today. The friendship creation has been as an assignment given to students by some of the masters, so that the master can find different pockets of friendship all across the country. I have seen for last 3 years on Facebook. Can you imagine 3 years somebody grabs 200 doctorates, honorary doctorates. And he is director, executive director of many associations, It's all through Facebook friendship. I'm sure he must be spending hours together talking to people, making friends, creating connections, marketing himself. So I'm sure I'm connected to Carla and Mohammed today because of Facebook only. Right? Very rarely we see people who have got a content, who has got a quality where the match happens. So if I can take the credit of saying Carla is my friend through whom I got Mohammed as a friend. And now Mohammed says, yeah, we like to discuss things. That rarely happens through Facebook. And probably this is only 1 year, 2 years of our interaction. We are not talking about friends who interact on very specific program for some time. I've done maybe thousands of webinars every day. This is my third program today. It's almost reaching 11 o'clock morning. I started early morning, 8 o'clock. So it's almost 15 hours now, running my full program without much break. So it happens. So how many faces we will see? Physically, I must have seen 400 people today. Do all of them become friends just because they send me a WhatsApp message, send a selfie with us? They doesn't. Because it takes long tests. It's like I told, no, we must have a lot of dialogue, understand each other. It doesn't happen over a cup of tea, and it doesn't break over a cup of tea also. Right? It doesn't matter what I contribute and what somebody else contribute to me. That is a professional relationship, a professional contract, but that is entirely different from friendship. Association is not, we can associate people on different programs. So associating people, taking activities together, that doesn't become a friendship. The best friendship becomes over lot of litmus test, I think. That it needs, its time and space need to be really understood to know whether you are my best friend. And how many you can have, it depends on how good heart you have and how much variety of interest you have, how much time you can spare. Right? Assume that you make a call and then say, oh, you are not taking my call, you are not my friend, and start fighting. You should also know that this person is not, or over a call, I can talk to him for hours together, cannot make you friendship, right? So sometimes you can have trouble with the friendships and people discard them, ignore them. A lot of things happens. So still beyond the time, beyond interest, beyond place, beyond geographical locations, if we can create people. I've got a lot of such people. I have got great friends, which for the last 3 years, I connected through music. I conducted an international music program to know who has the taste of music. So I had people from at least 50 different countries who are coming and teaching each one of us. It's not listening to somebody's song and then giving dialogues. Teach me your song, 4 lines. I will teach my song, 4 lines. So it was like a learning together, teaching together. We had a wonderful program. Almost a month, every week I was conducting such a program. So very few of them, though I stopped the program, they are still in contact with me. So I'm sure when some people stop the program, still they are in contact with you. That means they were not with you for that program. They are with you irrespective of whether the program happens or not. So I'm sure that is what is friendship. Yeah.
I think I'm going to end this show today. I usually do not end early, but I need to today. I want to thank you guys for talking about friendship and best friendship. And when you talk about it on Facebook, you can find true friendship on Facebook. I've done it. I wouldn't say it for all of the people I put on my list, but for very few, there is a real friendship that can start just by watching or talking to someone on a screen. So don't disregard Facebook, but don't use Facebook as your total way of finding friends. And with that, we're going to wave goodbye. Thank you, Shiksa. Thank you, Nadeem. And we're going off air.
Thank you.